What's up, everyone? Brian here, and Rhonda back there with the ETM 540 Clubhouse. We are in the midst of a pretty crazy California storm with 100% rain and high winds and trees blown down and palm fronds everywhere. And oh my gosh, we don't have electricity. So we actually came here with the intentions of doing a bunch of projects today. And without power, we can't use power tools. So we're just going to have to make the best of it. So we're just going to get into some odds and ends that we want to do on the 1966 Nissan Patrol. We're going to do some stuff to the Wasteland Racer. And then I really wanted to make some cool barter stuff out of shop rags for Wasteland Weekend 2024 that can't come soon enough. And so, yeah, we're just going to make the best of it. Because at this point, we really can't do a whole lot of anything without power. I mean, we can and can't. But yeah, Rhonda's going to get started on popping some fuses in the old Nissan. When we did the Will It Run last week, we noticed that there was a bunch of fuses that were popped, and they were the glass bus fuses. We didn't think we had any in the moment. And then I remembered we had a trailer crate that has about 1,000 of them. So we're good to go on that. So she's going to work on that stuff.
I'm already done. I did it.
She's already done with that?
Next.
And now we're going to move on to the next thing. Sweet. Just give that girl a task and she freaking hammers through. All right, well, I'm going to stop talking and let's get to work. Shop rag stencils are done. Well, at least to this point. I thought we had a lot more, but I mean, that's still a decent amount. So if you see us out in the waste and you recognize us or this particular logo stencil-esh design, hit us up. We may have some. Do a little barter session for something cool. I think they turned out awesome, and I'm pretty stoked. And now we're all up in stencil fever, so all of us are just kind of working on stuff. Rhonda's working on stuff. The boys are up front working on stuff. And we're going to keep kind of dilly-dallying in some other things to keep us occupied while this storm blows through. Hopefully we'll get some electricity soon because it isn't happening yet. Why?
Did you hit the light switch?
Yeah, I tried the light switch. Yeah.
Have you tried it recently?
No. You want to try it?
No. Oh, look.
Yep. Oh! What do you know? It's amazing. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Well, we still don't have power, and it is limiting our access to doing things, which makes for quite a boring shop day. I mean, there's plenty of other things we can definitely still do, but yet, unless you got full usage, there's really no point. So we made some more towels, some more stencil towels. Rhonda donated a bunch of other ones that she had, which is rad because now we got even more. And then, yeah, I think we're going to head out and go home for the day because the wind isn't dying out any and the rain is just getting a little more gnarly. And now the rain's going this way instead of this way. So I think it's time to close up and go chill, make it a TV binge watching creative day or something. I don't know. Let's just hope there's power at our house, damn it. All right, we'll see you guys back here later. All right, next day, and California's still here. We haven't floated off into the ocean. Our house is still firmly secured to the ground, and the shop power is back on. So it's early Monday morning, and we decided to come by the shop, just check, make sure everything's okay. Just in general, just to double check, and then get a little work done before the actual day job work. So Harry's with me because his school decided that because it sprinkled yesterday, actually it was way worse, it was pretty bad, but they decided because of the fact that it was supposed to be severe weather today, which it is not, to give them the day off of school. So he's coming to work with me. But in the meantime, we're going to do a little something that we couldn't do yesterday. And I'm just going to kind of mess around with the wiring on the racer and just put it in somewhat position and just see what maybe needs to be lengthened, what maybe needs to just stay as is, and just do kind of like a general mock-up. And then when we go to finalize everything, you know, we'll do all that. But for now, I'm just going to do that for a little bit and then call it good. So I'm just going to time-lapse this biscuit and we'll see what we can come up with. Oh, yeah. After messing with the original on-off switch, light switch, I'm realizing that there is too much going on corrosion-wise and, matter of fact, cut wire-wise on the factory toggles to make these work. So we're going to have to put in some actual switches in the dash because this is just going to be too much work to try and salvage it and make it function. And also, I mean, when we're out there, we don't want to have to sit there and open this up and scrape on corrosion and do all that stuff. And, you know, I mean, we'll just make it easier. Plus, it's not going to really fit on the places that we originally wanted it to fit anyways. And so I figured we'll just make a new way work and go from there. So I'm going to cut these and then we will tag them off and move on to the next little scenario and see what happens. All right, so that was pretty uneventful, but we got done what we could. It literally was a matter of cleaning up some wires and just kind of seeing like what we can still hook up, what we can't, and then, you know, we'll keep going and keep rocking as time gives us. But we did get a bracket and some hardware ready for the ignition coil, so that way that's nice and grounded. And then at least I think once the ignition coil is mounted, then it's going to make it easier to wire up all the rest of the stuff. So, but yeah, we're just going to keep it going, and hopefully this will turn into a will it start again video. Will it start again? Yeah. Yep, and then we also did some more shop rags and hankies. But all right, we got to go. I got to get to work. And yeah, hopefully the weather will be chill. All right, got to go. Bye. All right, welcome back. Next morning or a few days later, 2 days later, I have no idea. It has been such a freaking rando week of California storm watch slash it's not going to rain, it's going to rain, it's going to flood, it's not going to flood week. It's been so hard to get motivated this week with all the concerns and all that and just random stuff happening. So this week for us has just kind of turned into a little bit of, and this video has been turned into a little bit of just get random stuff done here and there. Yeah. So that's what we've been doing. And hey, it's actually been working out because it's all those little things that just build up over time, you know, that you just want to get done and you don't because you got the bigger things to handle first. So I've literally just been doing that. So you guys are coming along with. And matter of fact, that's kind of what we're going to be doing a little bit this morning. And let me show you what's up, what I got going on. A couple things, a few little updates. But we're going to start with this one. So Harry goes to the high school that I went to and also the high school that my dad taught at. And Harry's taken the welding class. My dad used to actually teach the welding class as well as the meat processing class. And he retired a few years ago. And within that retirement, he happened to leave some stuff behind in his office. And so Harry had noticed this picture and said, "Hey, that's my Papa Jim." And the current teacher said, "Hey, well, I'm going to give you all this stuff so you can take it back to him." So we got a bunch of rad stuff from when my dad taught there. And we told my dad about it, and he said, "You keep what you want and give me what you don't want." And so, of course, naturally, we went for the go-kart stuff because my dad was a badass go-kart racer. I think that's Sears Point right there. He's number 19. That's our local track. And then here's some cool stuff. Pops with all his old school teachers. And we used to have a meat processing class in high school where you learned how to become a butcher, which was badass. I actually got my first job out of high school because of that. And that was a truck he drove in high school that the school provided him with. And that is Dad out of the lake shredding a single ski. And I do have to say one thing. My dad was a freaking badass teacher. Like, seriously, he was one of the ones that really, truly loved and cared about his students, the progression of his students, and the learning process in which they went through being quality. And, you know, he was awesome. So, love you, Pops. Here's some more stuff. They had a woodworking zone, and my dad's not a Harley guy, but his students made that for him anyways. Nice little NGK racing freaking apron. I love this thing. And all this stuff I remember from when I was a kid. I remember every single little bit of it being in his class. It's a welding rod for arc welding. Some welding hats. And some other random knickknacks because my dad was a scuba diver too. So I'm going to hang some of this stuff up because I have a nice little spot right there. I want to do a little tribute to Pops. He's still with us. But we love our Papa Jim so much. And so we want to give him a little zone in the shop. So I'm going to do that really quick and then we'll move on to the next thing. There she is. I love it. I'm kind of bummed though because I had a piece of metal that I was saving to put all the pictures and the stickers onto to put up as just kind of like one piece. But I don't know. I kind of like it better this way. We like just variety and all that stuff. So, but I'm stoked because we got Dad immortalized in the shop. Immortalized. Not dead. And I think it turned out pretty rad. So, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. No matter how or what kind of experience you had at one point in your life, your freaking dad was a badass, and my dad was a badass. So, yeah, all right, let's move on to the next thing. And the next thing I wanted to do before we move on is I want to put all the little shop rags that we stenciled into a bag to take home. And I think I'm going to run them through the wash once just to kind of soften them up, because with the spray paint, they make it a little rough, and it'd be nice just to have a little bit softer. I mean, I know it's the wasteland and it's a shop rag, but I'm just saying, because, you never know. I would like to carry one of these around with me just regularly. So, I mean, honestly, like, it would be nice to not have, if I need to blow boogies or, whatever you need to do personally with it. I'm not judging. I'm not one of those people. I mean, come on. We're all family here. So I'm going to load those up into a bag to take home. And then that way we can run them through the wash and call those good. And then I'll actually fold them up, get them all nice and ready, and then have them into our Wasteland Weekend 2024 tote. That we now have Wasteland totes. We have Wasteland totes. We literally have ones that go in with all the rest of our stuff that we store throughout the year. You know that you're pretty dedicated when you have a Wasteland tote. So anyways, I'm going to grab these, throw them in the bag, call it good. So I particularly left this one out because I just think this is freaking hilarious. It's a dish towel, and it says Monday on it, or it used to say Monday. And it just, I don't know. Mondays and then a skull with a freaking heart in its brain. It works, And I imagine that this is ones that you would switch out, you would wash and then switch out and do all that. So if you saw your Monday towel on a Tuesday, then you better switch it. But anyways, I just thought that was hilarious. Okay, so now that that's done, next thing I wanted to do was I was able to print out a wiring diagram for a 1982 Honda 185S. And wiring's pretty self-explanatory, but I suck at it. If you're good at wiring, then good on you. It is one of my, me and wiring don't mix. I'm trying to get better at it, though. Don't get me wrong. And there isn't much to this, but I want to be able to utilize all the wiring as much as I can. So if I want to put a light on it, then I know that the wiring's ready. So I can wire it up, have it ready at the front, and then I can throw a light on. Because we probably are going to throw a light on just because. Or an accessory. I don't know. But I want to be able to have little switches in the dash that goes in here. So if I want to turn those off and on, then I can. And then possibly I even want to have like a 12-volt setup, which obviously won't be rechargeable, but it could be rechargeable. I don't know. So that's the thing. It's all in here, but I just don't know how to execute it. So what I want to do, at least today, is I want to take from what I can read on the wiring diagram, I want to be able to label all the wires as they sit, and then hopefully make it good and readable for when everything goes together as the final product. So yesterday, before I went to work, I went ahead and mounted up the ignition coil with the new bracket, and it worked out really well. I do still need to hook the ground up, and plus I do like the setup and how it all looks and everything, but some of these wires I am going to need to extend, I can tell, just because they're short and meant for going inside of a little frame and not something like this, but it's all good. So we still do have this top motor mount right here, and I was almost thinking that I can make like a little bracket for the wires to just kind of like clamp to or something. So we'll get into something like that as well maybe today. But first I want to at least label everything and then go from there. All right. So as you can see, or not see, I don't know, based off of our diagram, I went ahead and just labeled it kind of like in a way that makes sense to me and is technical. So this one goes, like these two go to the pickup coil, but I also put cylinder head on there so I know that it's up here. So, and I mean, come on, based off length, I mean, how can you really screw that up? Says the guy who tends to dump oil every single time I do a freaking oil change. Yeah. This one goes to the generator, aka down in the crankcase area. This is a tail light, headlight switch, ignition on off, and to the ignition coil. So these two I need to lengthen. I think I need to lengthen these two as well. And then obviously the headlight ones and the tail light ones will need to be lengthened also. But I think what I'm going to end up doing with this, and this will just be something that I'll do next time we get into a full-blown episode, is that I'm just going to take all the old tape and everything off and go through it, make sure there's no cracks or kinks or anything else going on, replace all the connectors, and then just clean it up. So, but I'm glad to have that done because now it's going to make it easier to get into some of this stuff as far as fine tuning and whatnot. And yeah, that way we can keep moving forward on this biscuit. Cha-ching! Ow! Crap! And also, what I forgot to mention is that with some of that stuff, oh, do we have it in here? No, it's not in this one. There we go. So I have some of these toggles that I want to use for like lights and for ignition. Like that one's freaking rad. And I've had this. Oh, this is Radio Shack. So I haven't had this one. This one is something else. So stuff like that. Maybe I have had that one. I don't know. So stuff like that I want to use through the stock wiring harness. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Even though it's cool and I would have loved for it to just still be used. There's too much corrosion and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of these and yeah, make that freaking cool. Although that scares me that there's like all those, but whatever, we'll figure it out. And then also I've got a bunch of wiring that came off of my Honda 500X R that we can use when we go to extend all that. And I think that's just about gonna do it, honestly, for this morning. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on Amazon. Freaking Amazon. I'm gonna look for some actual already pre-cut steel discs and see if I can't, I'm gonna call local metal shops first. I was really, like I said before, hoping to find free metal, but it just ain't happening and I don't want to wait any longer. I want to get the wheel adapters welded and put on and start seeing how it sits with the engine and someone in it and all that good stuff. So I'm going to look on Amazon first, and then I'll also call around to the local shop, see if they have them as well. But I think that'll be a nice little way to get that moving forward. So we can get this thing off the jack stands would be nice. And so with that, I am going to call it a morning. Glad to get a little bit of stuff done like that. It feels good. But like I said, it's been such a weird week. I mean, literally downpours and then no rain, and then weather report says, oh my gosh, hurricane, and then it turns out to be freaking sunny and like 60 degrees. So this week has just gotten me all thrown off. You know, it just, I seriously also can be honest, I have not been too motivated, so I've been doing a little bit of the smaller stuff. But it feels good to get that stuff done because it has to be done anyways. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just have one of those weeks. Let me know if you guys have one of those weeks. I'm just having one of those. But I have been getting a lot of cool comments and people messaging me, and it's been awesome to hear from you guys. So thank you for all your kindness and everything, and just saying what's up and tell me about how you guys have been enjoying the videos. So it's been rad. Our like and view count has been down lately, but not in a bad way. I mean, like, we have our diehards, which is rad. I freaking love that. I want people to enjoy it, but we want to grow too. So it's always nice when you can see like your view counts and your watch durations go up and all that. It gets me excited and motivated. But like I said, it's just been this week. This week has just been weird. So anyways, I'm going to get to work, my actual work. And then I'll come back to this probably, I don't know, the next little piddly thing I need to do. Andy. See what I mean? Random week. Was hoping to get a little work done at the house, and it's freezing, cold, rainy, and windy again. And I know I'm kind of being a little bit of a bitch about it because, of course, for some of you and living in other outer states, Midwest, all that stuff, you guys are always dealing with sleet, snow, storms, and craziness. But yeah, I'm a Californian. I mean, come on. Oops, wrong one. I mean, come on. I got it tattooed on my arm. I want sunlight and paradise like I was promised. Well, that's freaking convenient. Something tropical about watching them trees in the wind with the rain. Love palm trees. Definitely not the California I know. But we need it. And about this time last year, there was actually a storm that was pretty gnarly. This one, still kind of gnarly, but not as gnarly. But it's raging. It's a rager. All right, looks like I'm just gonna do some other stuff for the night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Next morning, and of course, blue skies. Come on, California. Make up your mind. Gee, ooh, a beautiful sunrise, too. Nice. Alright, let's go to the show. Alright. What kind of shenanigans should we get into this morning? First, we need some light. Little flicker. All right, today's agenda. I think what I would like to do is I want to get that filter off of the Patrol, so that way we can swap out the one that they gave us that was wrong. And then we have a specific day coming up, gentlemen, and it's called Valentine's Day. And I'm not a traditional flower giver per se, although I'm probably going to do it this year just to switch things up. But I do give gifts. I'm just saying I'm not a flower buyer. But Harry actually found a really good idea of stuff that we can do for Rhonda that has to do with making things out of things, which we can do. So I think I'm going to gather up the material to do that too. And then we'll just kind of go from there. But first, I'm going to get this cobweb off of this banner over here, because that's going to bug me. There's cobwebs everywhere, kind of. But that one is on our banner. I don't like that. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, we'll get on the oil filter, pull that sucker out, and then go from there. There it is. Come on now. There we go. Yep, got it. All right, you're all good now. Just for the sake of this possibly being under pressure and exploding oil all over the place, I'm gonna film this. Because you never know. You just never know. And I can tell that it's still leaking quite a bit. So, hopefully, once we get this out and we go to AutoZone or Tractor Supply or something, we can find these. I'm sure it's somewhere. I just haven't really researched it at all. So, if one of you already knows prior to me even going anywhere, let me know. You know where to get a hold of me. Well, most of you do. And I'm almost thinking at some point, probably not today, but at some point, I do want to put Marvel Mystery Oil in all the cylinders because it just feels like it's going to be in need of that. All right. Nothing dramatic. And just for the sake of things staying where they need to be, I'm just going to pop this back on. And we're going to really have to get in there next time before we put this back on because it just, looks like there was a seal that was not properly set or something like that. And just created the mayhem. So I'm going to have to look more into that because, it's right down in there. God, you would think with it being all oiled up that would go in easy, but it's not. It's being a real pain in the butthole. There. 1 for 1. Okay, let's get to the gift stuff. For cars, we have a whole... Oh, hey little guy, sorry. Our little lizard got caught. We have a little lizard friend that lives with us in here. Yeah. Oh. We have a whole bunch of scrap. And, I may be able to use those for something else. But these were the things I was thinking of that we can use to make something cool. So, here. Yes. And Rhonda, if you're watching, skip this part. These are all bike parts. Well, scrap metal and bike parts from stuff that I've collected over the years. But I was hoping to do some chain stuff. And when it all comes together, it basically looks like that. Only this will be cut off, obviously. And then we just need to weld it. And then find some other gears to go in here. And then I was almost thinking about even putting it inside like a metal picture frame or something. So, I'm gonna have to figure this out and see how it's gonna work out and design it really quick. And then that way when Harry comes here with me, we can kind of do it together and see what happens. So, for the most part, I think we have everything we need. That last little segment was of me. Oh, look at that. Ball bearings. Was of me getting this off of that axle, which was a pain in the buttooski. And I think I'm going to get one more. I have a rear sprocket that I can use right in there. But I think the plan is to have that kind of be a nice little setup and then use this as a base and have it actually be a stand-up, or it could be a wall hanger. Maybe a wall hanger would be better. This is where the thought process goes crazy. This is where the brain gets out of control, because it could look cool kind of being a heart but not a heart. I don't know, we're gonna have to see. But I mean, that gives you a general idea. So I'm gonna leave all this here, and then I am going to bring some more stuff from home that I have, just gear-wise, bike gear-wise. Pretty much all the Thrasher gears, though, that I have are here. All the other stuff that I have at home is good still, and I don't really want to get rid of it. So, but I do have a couple small ones that I'm sure we can sacrifice. So yeah, we'll come up with the final dealio on Saturday, and you guys will come along. But I think for this morning, I'm gonna call it good, because I feel good about where I'm at as far as all this goes. If anything, we might come back tomorrow. Excuse me. We have a bunch of car parts for our 62 Chrysler New Yorker, our 59 Nash Metropolitan, and then for the 66 Nissan Patrol. I have a bunch of parts that are new that are going to end up eventually going on it. But I would like to use some of these empty boxes I have to separate everything, so that way when we're working on each project, we know what to go after as far as like, oh, that's the Nash parts, and oh, that's the Nissan parts. So it makes it easier, and it's just my OCD. So, but anyways, I got to get to work, and I am going to clean up really quick, but we'll see you guys either probably tomorrow morning, so we can do that box. I'm really thinking that needs to happen. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So you guys, we'll see you soon. All right, Friday, people. Happy Friday. Oh, this has seriously been the longest week. I have no idea why, but I was just talking to Rhonda last night, and we were saying, is tomorrow Saturday? Thinking today was Saturday, just because, oh my, like all week long, it was just been gnarly. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy it's Friday. I'm stoked because for this weekend, we're planning on, getting some stuff done. Super Bowl weekend. We're not huge like, yay, sports, but Rhonda wants to go watch Super Bowl, so we're going to go watch Super Bowl. But I brought some stuff from the house, from the Wasteland totes, and some stickers that Harry wants to put on the racer and all kinds of stuff. But I figured this morning really quick, I'm going to go ahead and do this little toolbox like we were talking about. So I'm just going to jump right into it, do a little time lapse. I'm going to finish up here with this and then go finish my Friday workday at work. And then we will be back tomorrow to do Rhonda's secret gift that she's probably going to watch this video and see it anyways, even though I told her not to. How dare you, Rhonda? How dare you watch this video? We put so much into this, and you watch this video. I'm just kidding. She probably didn't watch it. So, yeah, let's freaking do this. Friday, bitches. I'm so sorry. All right, we're about halfway there, and I just realized I didn't even show you guys really what's in here. But it's pretty much just, like I said, all car parts. We got Rhonda's old T-bucket shocks, rear shocks, Nash parts from what I've pulled off so far, T-bucket lights from when we replaced those. Oh, let's see, an exhaust manifold from a Austin 1500 engine, all the gaskets that went with it, the rear strut for the trunk and the spare tire holder. And then this is all just kind of Chrysler stuff. So I'm just trying to get it consolidated to where it's not so messy, because before it really was, and when you went to go find something you couldn't because you had to go through all this other stuff. So if I just have this labeled Nash, that labeled Nissan, you know, vice versa, all that good stuff, then that way I know that those Nash parts I don't really need to dig into until later. So I don't know, it's just gonna make me feel better that it's all boxed up and a little bit more organized than it is now. So we're gonna keep on moving with it and finish it up and call her good for the morning. Another task done. So we got, let's see, Nash parts, Chrysler parts, Nissan parts. And then there is some little mix match stuff going on in there. But I had this little nut bolt carrier, these cool little, we love, and we're such hoarders when it comes to containers. But we have these cool little containers. I just got to find good spots for them. And then just some other random knickknack stuff that I can probably use other places sooner than later. So I'm going to put those in our little parts cabinet, so that way it's just there. So when I open those drawers, it's there. So I'm going to finish that stuff up really quick. Nothing too crazy. We will be back here tomorrow to work on Rhonda's Valentine's gift. So anyways, thanks for coming along for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what it's still Friday. I still got to go to work. It's Friday. Okay, we got this. Alrighty then. New day, more stuff, and the last little adventure of this episode, which now feels like it's been going on for about a month. But it's actually only been a week since the last one. So we're back at the shop, me, Harry, Denny. Denny's up front watching Dukes of Hazzard. Harry's going to get on some welding, and we're going to put together the beautiful masterpiece that he came up with the idea on, and then I grabbed the parts and just kind of pieced it together, and now he's gonna weld it up for us. So that's pretty much the majority of what we're doing to finish up today. We actually have already been here for quite a few hours doing some other work, moving stuff around and whatnot. Oh my God, my back is killing me. But yeah, this is the last little bit, and then we're going to be done for the day. So we're just going to time lapse this last little and see how he does and go from there. Let's hope it all comes out okay. right, she done. Harry finished her up. Did an awesome job. You want to hold up your masterpiece and boom, look at that. So it's all pieced together. And where'd you weld that, Harry? Why did you just disappeared? No, go ahead. It's all right. Here. So basically you tacked all the pieces onto the actual metal itself as well as each other in order to make it nice and sturdy. And then we added our little stuff to it.
And also one more thing.
One more thing.
This moves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the nice little shifter part from a mountain bike, which is pretty rad. So it all came out awesome. We're super stoked. Harry did an amazing job. Thank you, Harry. Give it up. Nice, solid 5. God, we finally got it. So we're done, and that ends this episode. Just because it's been a week of this and that and that and this and so many different days of random things. And now I'm just glad to be kind of like finishing on a nice solid note. Oh, look at that. I spray painted myself too. Sweet. Oh, so much for the gloves. And so, yeah. So now we're excited to go home. My freaking back hurts. Getting old sucks. But I'm stoked to get on a couch. Make it easy tonight. We're going to do grilled cheese and soup. Woohoo! So, of course, it's finally hot out. Like, it's literally hot outside. And we're going to do grilled cheese and soup for dinner. But hey, whatever. So I'm stoked to be done. It was a good week. Got a lot done. Thank you guys for coming along with, like, the mix match of all the different rando things that ended up, happening throughout the week. And we're super stoked to have you along. And super stoked for all your comments, likes, subscriptions. Oh, we got a nice little run of subscribers that just came through. I'm super stoked. Some of the guys from the BMX forums too, the VHS DVD BMX forums came on board. Thank you guys for supporting. Love seeing BMXers come onto the channel. I promise we're going to put up my old videos that I produced, edited, directed from back in the day. Those will get up on the channel soon. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time in the club. Oh, Clubhouse. All right, guys. Love you. I'm going to go sit on a couch, ice my back and my butt.
Hey, do you like ETM 540 Clubhouse videos? Right on.